The mother and her 2 daughters went to the fields to cut grass for the cows. Of the 2 girls, one is her biological daughter, and the other is her husband and number 39's stepdaughter. As they were walking, they met a poor man who passed by and asked for directions. "Is this the way to the village?" The mother replied, "Why, Don and number 39, you find it out yourself." Her daughter also chimed in, "If you can and number 39, find it, just follow the person who showed the way." Her husband and number 39's stepdaughter said, "Let me show you. Please follow me." That man is officially God, who is very angry about the behavior of the mother and son. The person who recites the spell turns mother and child as ugly as demons and black as black dogs. God was very pleased with the work of the female guide. As he approached the village, God said, "I grant you 3 wishes, choose." The girl said, "I want to be as beautiful as the morning sun." As soon as the words ended, the girl became white and beautiful as the morning sun. "Then I want to have a bag of money that never runs out." God also gave her that bag of money and said, "There is a 3rd thing." The girl said, "The 3rd thing is that after death, you can go to heaven." All 3 wishes were fulfilled. When they got home, the mother and stepmother looked in the mirror and saw how ugly and unlucky they were. Looking at her husband and number 39's stepchild and seeing that it was both white and beautiful, mother and daughter became jealous. No matter what they thought, they had to find a way to harm him. The husband and number 39's stepdaughter had a brother named Reckon. She trusted and loved him very much and often told him everything. One time his brother said to his sister, "Honey, I want to paint a portrait of you, so that when I and number 39 am away from you, looking at the photo feels like you and number 39 right next to me." The younger sister said, "But Don and number 39 let anyone see that photo." The older brother finished drawing the photo and hung it in his room. He was the king and number 39's carriage driver, so he lived right in the royal palace area. Every day he stands and looks at the photo and silently thanks God for giving him a beautiful sister. One day, the queen suddenly fell ill and passed away. The king was extremely sad and mourned his deceased beautiful wife. In the royal court, someone knew that the young chariot driver often stood and looked at a photo of a beautiful white girl. They told the king about the photo. The king ordered the driver to bring the photo. Looking at the person in the painting, the king saw that she was as beautiful as his late wife. Not only that, but also somewhat younger, the king became infatuated with the person in the painting. The king asked who the charioteer was, and the boy replied that it was his sister. The king decided not to choose anyone else but the beauty in the painting. The king provided carriages, horses, clothes and jewelry and ordered them to go pick up the person he had chosen to be his queen. Hearing what her brother said, the younger sister was extremely happy. The black girl and her stepmother became jealous and ran away to tell her mother. "Mom also knows a lot of magic. Why Don and number 39 you make me the blessed queen?" The mother said, "Don and number 39 worry, I will bring that blessing to my daughter." She used her magic to make the brother who was the driver who came to pick up the carriage go blind, only seeing everything in a blur, and the beautiful white girl she made became deaf and could hear the words, "Sentence?" Right after that they got in the car, first the beautiful white girl in a gorgeous dress, then the mother and her stepmother. Young Reckon sat across the front and drove the carriage. Having gone a while, the charioteer sang, "My brother sits in the carriage, covering the rain from his face, covering the wind from reaching his head. Let him be clean and beautiful to enter the palace." The bride asked, "What did my brother say?" The stepmother said, "He told me to take off my beautiful clothes and give them to my younger brother to wear." She took off her beautiful clothes and gave them to her black brother and put on his ash-colored clothes. After walking a while, the older brother sitting cross-legged to drive the carriage started singing again. "My brother is sitting in the carriage, covering the rain from his face, covering the wind from reaching his head. Let him be clean and beautiful to enter the palace." The bride asked, "What did my brother say?" The stepmother said, "He told me to take off my veil and give it to my sister." She took off her life and gave it to her black sister, while she left her head bare. After continuing a long journey, the older brother started singing again. "My sister sat in the car, covering the rain from her face, covering the wind from reaching her head. Let her be clean and beautiful to enter the palace." The bride asked, "What did your brother say?" Stepmother said, "Oh my God, he told me to look out of the car and see the scenery." Their car was going over a bridge over a deep stream. The bride stood up and craned her neck to look out. Her mother and stepmother immediately pushed her into the stream. When she sank to the bottom, a duck as white as snow emerged from the water and number 39's surface, swimming with the current. Unbeknownst to the older brother, he kept driving until he reached the palace before stopping. The brother and number 39's eyes were blind, so he could N and #39 recognize anyone clearly. He only saw glitter on someone and number 39's shirt and assumed that person was the bride. The king went out to welcome her and saw the bride, black and ugly, angry. The king ordered the driver to be locked up in a place where pythons and cobras were kept. The stepmother immediately used magic to make the king think that her daughter was the real bride, and ordered the wedding to be held at the royal palace. One evening, when the black bride was sitting next to the king, a white duck swam down the gutter into the palace and asked the cook, "Let a number 39's light a fire. Let me warm up." The chef took firewood to light the fire, and the duck ran to the side to shake and preen its feathers. After sitting for a while to warm up, the duck asked, "What are you doing now, Mr. Reckon?" The chef replied, "Being locked up together, with pythons and snakes." Duck asked again, "So what is the black devil doing in the room?" The chef replied, "Sitting next to the king." The duck said, "Heaven is my witness." Then he followed the gutter and swam out again. The next night, the duck came again and asked the same thing. Duck came 3 nights in a row. The chef saw something strange, so he went to report to the king. The king wanted to see it with his own eyes, so he came. At night, the duck again swam along the ditch to the royal palace. As soon as the duck stretched its neck to reach the shore, the king immediately pulled out his sword and stabbed it through the duck and number 39's neck. Immediately appearing before the king and number 39's eyes was a beautiful girl exactly like in the picture. The king was very happy and ordered beautiful clothes to be brought to her to wear. The girl told the king how she was deceived and thrown into a deep stream. Her first wish was to immediately release her brother from the snake farm. The king ordered the driver to be released and went to the witch and number 39's room and asked, "How should a person who has lied and cheated be punished? Now she is very old, her eyes are almost blind and she can and number 39's see anything." She replied, "Such a person must be stripped naked and stuffed into a barrel with spikes inside. Then let the horse pull the barrel all over the capital." She and her daughter were both punished like that. The king held a wedding ceremony with his beautiful white bride, and gave her brother a lot of gold, silver and jewels as thanks. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.